Ready?
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Anquinette Bell. This is my informative speech for Public Speaking 205. The topic that I will be using today is the signs of a stroke, the symptoms of a stroke, and also risk factors that make you associated and more prone to have a stroke. So I'm just going to turn just so everyone can see my audience. And so just to get started today, first thing first, would you know the signs and symptoms of a stroke if you saw a person having a stroke? Would you be able to actually say, oh yeah, they're having a stroke? These are some of the signs and symptoms to look for when a person is having a stroke. The first sign and symptom, which is the most common, is numbness of the face, hands, or legs. So of course with the numbness of the face, they would have, their face would drop on one side, preferably the left. With their legs, if they're walking, they would definitely get to a point where they wouldn't be able to walk. And with their arms, the same thing, they wouldn't be able to raise their arms, and one of their arms would drop. So with that being said, the next thing that I'm going to discuss is the fact of the matter is there are three common strokes we're going to discuss. The first one is ischemic strokes. With an ischemic stroke, this is one that is caused by a blood clot. And it can be any blockage that's leading directly to your brain, and that is one of the most common. The second one is a hemorrhagic stroke. Excuse me. This one comes from a bleeding in the brain or in an area associated close to the brain. And this one is a direct cause of a blood vessel rupturing, and it will definitely cause a bleed on the brain. Now the third, which is the most common, is what they call a TIA stroke, also known as a mini stroke, which stands for tactical ischemic attack. Now this one is one of the most common, which causes the face to droop and also causes a leg or an arm to malfunction, preferably once again on the left side. Certain risk factors that make us more associated to have a stroke would be things like high blood pressure, of course, because of the dilation of blood vessels, because of the high pressure in the bloodstream. A second problem would be high cholesterol because of the amount of fat that is in our bloodstream. The third, excuse me, I have to look at my note. The third would be diabetes because of the large amount of blood sugar and glucose inside of our blood. Too much would definitely cause a blockage in our bloodstream that could cause a clot, a hemorrhage, a rupture, anything like that. Other high risk factors could also be if a person smokes, because of course this would cause us to have a dilation in our blood vessels, as well as cause extra carbon dioxide in our blood vessels. In conclusion, I would like to say, if you see someone having a stroke, definitely ask them to smile. Ask them to raise their hands up, or ask them to walk, because sometimes they could have where they're not able to smile, raise their arms, raise their legs, or if you're having a conversation, they won't be able to follow you. A lot of the time, another symptom that you will see of a stroke is someone having a severe headache that can just come from the middle of nowhere. With this headache, they can also have vomiting, severe abdominal pains, as well as a loss of consciousness, and also the ability not to be able to focus. Thank you, and that was my discussion on stroke, signs and symptoms, and risk factors. Have a good day.